Hope everybody's doing all right, staying safe, staying blessed, having a good night. I hopped on here because y'all ever feel like, I know I do, but y'all ever feel like, on one shoulder there's this positive voice telling you you got what it takes, you got this in the bag, like you can go far if you just stay committed. You have blessings ahead of you. Just stay on this positive track, on this positive path. Just keep on doing the things that are uplifting you and building you up as an individual, making you stronger. Chasing after your goals, after your dreams. And then on the next side, you have this other guy telling you that, like, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. Why don't you just like smoke something? Why don't you just drink something? Take the pain away. Why don't you just, try and get a nice little piece of, what? Why don't you just like lay around, watch TV and play video games and not do much with yourself? How about, like, you ain't really built for this, or, you the same person that you was 10 years ago, much less 5 years ago. You're gonna constantly have, the devil trying to come in and stop your progress, slow you down, take you off track. But, it's best to just focus on that. On the reason why you really even started this, and not to really give up on yourself. Especially when you're getting closer and closer. And know that it's not just all in vain. And that, you have a higher purpose. And every day that you work on yourself, you're moving closer towards that, Whether anybody sees it or not, it's not really, you're not doing it for other people to see it. You're doing it for yourself. And instead of falling back down into the same old patterns that weren't getting you anywhere, and we're kind of like blocking out who you really actually are, because you're hiding, you're using a vice and hiding from who you really might be, underneath all the drugs, underneath all the complacency, the, playing video games, maybe overeating, just overindulgence in general. Which someone like me, I had a big habit of just overindulging in everything, that was like, that I could quickly get to, whether it was pussy, whether it was drugs, whether it was, the recreational stuff that we do, I wasn't doing much productivity, I just would wake up, and if I was working, I'd go to work, come home, not really do much, exercising of my brain and learning something new, which I'm naturally that kind of person anyway. I'm naturally like, I love to learn new stuff. I love to apply new knowledge, I was always into that kind of stuff, but, over the years, I ended up falling into bad habits, even like I feel like even due to like trying to fit in and trying to kind of stay under the radar and not do too much, and because people will feel really intimidated when you literally are being yourself. Sometimes you're being yourself, and it's like people get so intimidated that they'll try and attack you in some way or some form. At the end of the day, I know that I'm doing what I have to do for myself, because I don't want to keep hiding from the world. I don't want to keep hiding from myself, much less, And I owe it to myself, I owe it to myself to do the best that I can in life, rather than, sit back and get high and watch life pass me by. Simple. But anybody else that's experiencing this or has experienced this, tell me your story. I'd like to hear it still. I'd like to know what you might be going through, what you might be struggling with. It's funny, actually, the other day, I met somebody that was actually, he looked like he was going through the same kind of thing that I went through, and, I still battle with, and it was actually pretty ironic, that this guy bumped into me when I was out, by the waters doing my thing, about to meditate. And he came over by me, and we just started talking. And just to hear that he was going through a lot of the same stuff that, God done took me up out of. God done saved me, from situations that could have just left me in a place of no return, or pretty much ruining me, pretty much ruining me. And, I had nobody to blame but myself at the end of the day. And that's why I'm making wiser choices for my life. But yeah, I'm about to get me some shut eye. I hope everybody's having a blessed night. Peace and love.